what made you decide hiring Hassani, your first Filipino VA from the Philippines?
Right. So at that time, thank you for having me, and thank you for your interest. My relationship with the Filipino community started in 2020. So it was during COVID. Actually, I think it was a drop before COVID. But the main story is really COVID related. I joined my brother's business in 2016. My brother's doing New York City construction expediting for a company that he built up with his own blood, sweat, and tears, a PL consulting group. He's a really great guy, my brother Penny. Between 2016 and 2020, we hired, I think it was 5 people, and I was the manager. And then eventually over time, I trained the person under me to take me over as manager so I could take more of a senior role and start building the company further as the CEO, like alongside my brother. Because my brother just wasn't interested in sales and marketing. He just wanted to head down, do his work, and he did his work really, really well. And that's what he wanted to focus on. Now, where's Hassani come into the picture and the Filipino talent? After COVID, the city was closed for a long time, way too long. So first the city was giving all kinds of PPP programs and things, to keep business owners happy and surviving. But then all those programs ended and there was no business because the city was still closed. But we needed to get back to work. So slowly we started hiring back people, but we couldn't really afford them because the business wasn't making enough money. So I was talking to our company IT and I was saying, we have this problem. And he said, you know what? There's the Filipino community there's very talented people. They know a lot of computer-related work, a lot of admin kind of work. You could basically train them in almost anything. They're very flexible, very coachable, very culturally compatible with the U.S. And in other words, make a long story short, her friend is Hassani, and we got on a Zoom call with Hassani. We hired her, and it's 6 years later, she's still with my brother's business. I left my brother's business about 2 years ago. I decided, hey, after a couple of Filipino hires later, I decided, I think I have like a good feeling to the Filipino community, and I think I could turn this into a business. And that's really, so I should talk about Hassani for a minute and say that right from the beginning, I realized that she's only costing us a fraction of what, the entry level, a girl in Brooklyn was charging us, costing us, that is. And she comes with a lot of experience. She speaks English very well. She's mature. She knows how to add, to a meeting, and she's not shy to speak up and participate. And we felt like we were on the same page, much more than the person that was charging us triple. And they didn't come with all that experience. And okay, so she had a slight accent, but to me, it's not about the accent. It's about the culture and yeah, that's the short version of it.
Thank you for that, Zevy.